Manchester United won at 12:30 today, 1-0. Late winner from Bruno Fernandes. There was VAR controversy. I think the goal should have been given for McTominay as well. Massive win for Manchester United. It's been a tough week for United fans. Well, the ones that want Ten Hag to stay, the ones like me who don't want to see the cycle continue where a manager is backed, given money, things go wrong and you sack him straight away. There has to be consistency. There has to be longevity. And it felt like this week that there was a bit of a media campaign. There was a bit of a, certain fans who seemed to want Ten Hag out. And you felt that if we hadn't won today, that was only going to build the pressure. So massive, massive result for Ten Hag. It wasn't pretty, but it's not going to be pretty when you're under pressure. And I think from a Manchester United fan point of view, I've seen this situation with Solskjaer. I've seen this position with Mourinho, and they'd lose today. So big shout out to the players and big shout out to Ten Hag, because it would have been easy for those players at a difficult Craven Cottage to just down their tools a little bit and maybe lose the game and remove a manager. And they didn't. They fought, and they fought right to the end, and they won it. So I think the character was the big standout for Manchester United today. And it just alleviates that pressure on Ten Hag a little bit. There's a lot of injuries, and hopefully that can be a small step in the right direction for Manchester United. We're going to take a caller, actually, who is John, a United fan. What was your thoughts on the result today, John, and the performance and United Ten Hag going forward?
Before we get on to the United thing, VAR is absolutely destroying football. You can't sell it. You don't know whether you want to celebrate a goal. Do I celebrate? Do I not celebrate it? But I just watched the Newcastle one. That's clearly over the line. They say you didn't have to think. It just shows you an angle on there where it shows it's gone over the line.
I'm just looking at it now, John. I mean, it looks out. It looks out. It looks totally out. I thought it looked out at the time.
And basically Joe Linton's got two hands in his back. That's not going for the ball. You can't have two hands in someone's back. Then we've had one today disallowed. There's just no consistency. I mean, I'm with you. I want Ten Hag to stay as well. We can't keep doing what we've been doing for the last four managers. Mourinho, good first season. Second season, we fell apart. Then we have Van Gaal, same thing with him. Same thing with Ole. Then we got Ranić in, who said we needed open heart surgery. Well, like I was watching the United fan this week. You need the heart to do open heart surgery with some of these players. That's a consistent thing with United. It's the players.
Yeah, and they turned up today, didn't they? They actually fought today.
Yeah, well, what I saw, I've only seen bits of it. I've not watched the full game today. But it looked like they did fight. I mean, I think Maguire should probably come off because he took a bang in the head. But he said, no, I'll stay on. I mean, we can't have Johnny Evans and Adam Maguire. That's not a long-term thing. Like, let's face it, that's not a long-term thing. But to get the result was the important thing. But I just want us to get a bit of consistency. So, Rashford just said he wasn't dropped today. What he was. He was dropped today. And so
you think he was dropped? You don't think it was injury?
That's the easiest thing is to get an injury, and no one's really mentioned it today. But I think he dropped him. To be honest, I look at Martial. He doesn't offer anything to that football club. Every time I see him play, he doesn't do anything. Then people are having to go at Anthony. Yeah, he's not been brilliant. He's not. But it's like in the media again with Ten Hag, there's a campaign to get him out of the club. That's what it appears to me when you listen to other shows, especially on talkSPORT with Martin Keown, Gabby, who's not exactly the greatest football ever, and not the cleverest football either. I mean, he just goes, the first thing is, sack Ten Hag, but they don't say who we should get in place of him. We can't afford to get rid of him for one, unless Jim Ratcliffe's, if he's going to put money into school, he's going to pay it off. They don't give you a replacement. They never give you a replacement to get him in charge if you're going to let him go. I think you've got to give him at least 5 years.
Yeah.
It's going to take that long to get this club anywhere near to getting in challenging. It really is. And it's just been poorly managed from the top to the bottom. And Merton and co, get out of our club. You're the disgrace. The way you have dealt with transfers, along with Ed Woodward over the last 10 years, has been absolutely disgraceful. They've wasted money. They have absolutely wasted. We could have had a decent team, but we overpaid, like we do with every transfer. You get a sitter, they get a really good bargain for what they get. You know what I mean? And other teams do. Newcastle tonight, they've got a really solid team. And
Played well.
You've not spent hundreds of millions. You've spent well. And the coach,
they will do.
You know what I mean? And that's the way football is. I just want us to keep holding the manager and start rebuilding. We can't keep doing, like I said, we can't keep sacking managers. We'll end up like Chelsea. No one's mentioning him. Their coach. No one's mentioning company's not won a game this season at home.